So we're going live a little bit early, I guess. This is the Wake and Bake podcast. I am Bug Stallion. Today is my first Sunday back as an ordained minister. And since I don't have a church that wants me per se right away, I am going to just start my own ministry, which I've begun this morning. And I want to elaborate. I am an ordained minister. I prefer not to choose a denomination, but at the same time, it's church is a freedom that we've all been given by existing. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you're free to leave the church at any time. I don't want any money for the church. I want money for my music that I make, and I want money for the shows that I do, and I want money for the things that I make. But the ideas that I have, let's donate the money to the Children's Music Fund tonight, if you like any of my ideas. Or if you like me at all, then you can go get the music that I make. But again, I appreciate you being here. This morning's sermon, I talked a little bit about not being everybody's cup of tea. I talked a little bit about being a fair weather friend, and I talked a little bit about what's up, Chachi in the house. And I talked a little bit about, checking on your friends whenever you don't need something from them is awesome too. So look into that. I want to give a shout out though to Truth Turtle. I want to give a shout out to Alex Beanstalk. I want to give a shout out to Charlie. I want to give a shout out to Mez Data. I want to give a shout out to AWOL 1 CBS crew. I want to give a shout out to the crew over at Half Dead Fred. What's up, DJ Liberty? DJ Liberty was present for the 10 a.m. sermon, but she's just going to watch us live tonight. Thank you for being here. But anyway, I talked a little bit about, just like the way that we treat each other and how sometimes we despise the cat that doesn't want our affection, but at the same time, sometimes we're that cat that just doesn't want to be fucked with. You know what I mean? Just give me my food and let me be on my way. I don't feel like being prodded at. I don't need you to harass me a little bit. You know what I mean? Sometimes we're just not in the mood. Like, everybody that meets me thinks that I'm a fucking piece of shit, apparently. And they always think that I'm fucking down to just fucking... I guess I'm just such a rude person in the regular world, as far as people perceive me, that out in the world, people just see me and they think that that's always on. And I am always on in a lot of situations. That, like, people always ask, is he always like this whenever I'm with somebody? Yeah, I'm always like this. I'm always me. But at the same time, it's like there's people that are like there's some people that would never want to affiliate with me if they didn't have to. But there's like some friend of a friend that makes us be friends, and that sucks for them. It doesn't bother me if anything, it gives me a little bit of a sport. Um, but anyways, I digress or whatever. Um, New slop opera album is coming out. That's something positive that I'm doing with the boys, the Slop Boys. Uh, Bunch of singles out that I've put out. Ironically, one of the first singles that I put out is called Jesus Up Close and Personal, and it's about this whole 6 foot rule and everything that's going on. There's also a mention, pretty much, there's like some sort of subtle mention of what's going on in the last couple of years. Unfortunately, it's imprinted in my music, and so I kind of apologize for that in advance, but at the same time, like, I really think that like songs like Fine, and I think songs like Jesus, and I think that songs like Punchin', and I think that songs like Look at My Boots are gonna help you through this. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be, tooting in my own horn or something. Um, but um, but talking about projects, I was really excited. I was able to open the book that I received in the mail from my friend Alex Beanstalk, um, and it's titled "The Bitch Gave Me Jew Balls," um, and it's an amazing folio. It's a really thick. It's a nicely laminate color front page. Um, and just a lot of insightful moments. We'll just do a quick gaze here. This is like some of the pages that we visited in the morning show. That for those of you that are only listening, it was there was a guy in a dress shooting a guy in his wiener with like a water gun, and they're drinking Monster soda. And then there's like a yellow post-it at the front that it looks like you could grab it right off the page, but you can't. And it says, "Most people want to be someone else, not me. I hate everyone else." And so I thought that was nice. And then on the back it says, "I only respect cops. Alex Beanstalk, 2021." And that's good. But and there's a lot of pictures. But for my listening podcast listeners, I would like to read some of the passages from this. And this book, it's a really well thought out. Oh, Canuck, there you are. I tried to say what's up to you at this morning's sermon, and it doesn't allow me to wave to you. I don't know, but shout out to 13 Canuck. But anyway, so the book doesn't have any page numbers. But I'm going to skip to the middle here, and in the middle we have to the right. The page looks like a Hitler um, Inspector Gadget character, um, and let me see, what is it? We got, looks like he's like snake charming a crab with a bunch of weird sex tattoos. It's like a sex tattoo crab snake crying venom and coming out of a pile of marijuana. And then this stoned um there's a stoned Inspector Gadget Nazi guy with a tampon hanging out. It's coming out of his hat. He's got the electronic hat, with the hand coming off of it, and there's a tampon hanging off to the side, and it says "Happy Worst Day, Loser." And and then there's like this eyeball with a nut sack smoking a joint, and it says "nut" right there. But anyway, I wanted to read this. This is entitled "Poem," and it's right in the middle of the book here. So if you get the book, I believe he's doing a second edition right now. Oh, what's up, Miss Gypsy Moon? He spelled moon wrong, but good to have you. Um, I was just about to read a poem from my friend Alex Beanstalk's book. My bitch gave me Jew balls, and you can. And I won't be able to put a link because links don't work on the Instagram and all that. But I will be able to tag. If Alex Beanstalk was here, he could just tag himself. And Miss Gypsy Moon says, "Hi, lovely." Hi. So here's the poem by Alex Beanstalk. The bitch gave me Jew balls. You don't have to be cool. You don't have to be hot. You don't have to be right. You don't have to be smart. You just really have to really try hard to survive. You really just try really hard to be nice. Always defend yourself, though, unless you feel you'll regret that more than if you don't. I said it with an accent because he's from Brooklyn, but I know I put it's a little Boston how I did it, but that's the only way it would fucking rhyme. You don't have, I'm going to say it again. You don't have to be cool. You don't have to be hot. You don't have to be right. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to really try really hard to survive. You just see. I can't help not saying it in a accent. I'm just gonna go full bore with my fucking East Coast accent. You don't have to be cool. You don't have to be hot. You don't have to be right. You don't have to be smart. You just have to try really hard to survive. You just have to try really hard to be nice. Always defend yourself, though, unless you feel you'll regret that more than if you don't. I felt better saying it like that. And that's not even how Alex talks. Alex is a lot bassier than me. He's got that bass. That's a beautiful poem, though. Think about that, assholes. If you're being an asshole, let's read another passage, though. This is good. We've got a picture of an anteater with giant tits and a butterfly tattoo on her ass, and she's stroking the cock of this little stick man here in the corner. He's got a huge jizzing cock, and the jizz is coming. Oh no, that's her tongue. I thought the jizz was coming out so thick that it was like dripping, but it's not. But it says anteater whore, and her tongue is doing the anteater lick. And next to the left, we have another passage by Alex Beanstalk. The bitch gave me Jew balls. And again, I'll be using my New York accent, my East Coast accent. It's more of a Philadelphia accent, I understand, but it is what it is. All I do is drink cheap warm beer, listen to dad rock, play with my WWF toys, and masturbate my penis to old episodes of Alvin and the Chipmunks. Years ago, I was an artist, or what my friends and family cleverly called a fartist. But I gave that dream up because I already showed in every museum possible and solved every major world problem with my insane brain and macho cock. Now I just want to go to high school baseball games and finger blast MILFs under the bleachers. Fuck, dude. Somebody's trying to live their best life. Go get the book. The bitch gave me Jew balls. Alex Beanstalk. I have a whole collection of his pieces. He's got albums. Every slut could be a whore. Huh? A star. Oh, I always every slut could, whatever. Anyway, shout out to Alex. He actually showed 3.5 minutes of my podcast on his page today. I thought that was really fucking cool of him. So thank you for sharing the love, and you can do that too. If any of you out there want to steal clips from my shit, please do, because being an evangelist, it's rough. It's not easy to get your word out there. And I'm no, who's the guy that won't let anybody in his church whenever it floods? I'm no rich fucking guy in the middle of the Midwest, like running around with a tent doing my preaching. I am but just a simple man with some ideas. And one of the things that we were talking about this morning, and I got tangented because I started talking about my copy of Hook, and how it's going to smell good. But originally, I was talking about how things don't translate well when you have to use subtitles. And there was a movie I had seen, and I've never watched the movie, but it has like kids walking around with like pandas, and basically like as it would work in this cartoon or this movie or whatever it is, in this universe, is that everybody's spirit animal actually trolls around with them, like it's just like them, and they can talk to their spirit animal, but nobody else can hear it. It's like some ESP shit. It's like some Pokemon shit, basically. But without, you can't take a bunch of them. You have like one, and it is what it is. Like whatever you meld with, it becomes. I know this much. I paid attention to that much of what it was, but I don't remember what the movie was. I don't remember what it was about. Other than that, I remember just having to wrap my head around that. That was enough for that. But what is your spirit animal? Is your spirit animal a cat? Because cats are rough. Is your spirit animal a dog? Are you thinking that your dog is the best substitute for a human baby? Maybe you're right. For you, you know. What about a bird? Do you have a bird? Are you one of those people that can get cigarettes? Get the bird will pull cigarettes out of your breast pocket for you? How entertaining is that till you die? Iguana. If an iguana is your spirit animal, you've got salmonella. Bottom line, that's just science. And typically, like that goes for snake people too. There's something to be said. Like there was only a couple of chicks that I ever hung out with that were like snake chicks or spider chicks. Because it was a phase for them. It wasn't like who they were. They didn't have 15 fucking bald pythons in their bedroom, in a glass case. Now, that also rendered me fucking inept too. Whenever I found out a chick dated a dude that was a snake dude. Like, oh, you went out with that dude? I've been to his house once. It fucking smells like snake shit, and there's snakes everywhere. Now, who am I to talk? I got birds, cats, dogs, cockroaches. I got. Here's what's crazy though. I'm like the fucking. I'm like fucking Snow White over here. 'Cause every time I go to a store that has live plants, I call my hummingbird homie shows up, and I've had my hummingbird homie in my life for going on over a decade now, and it was my first hummingbird homie was I woke up to the fluttering sound of a hummingbird in my kitchen, and I came in and it was trying to get out, and I was fuck, and so I took a broom and I caught it, and now again, a person that judges me by the personality that they've created of who I am in their own head, they wouldn't even see me being gentle enough to fucking do this, just so you know. This is kind of what I was talking about earlier. Like, people have their predetermined ideas based on things that you've done. They have collected, they're putting, it's like you're a Lego car that they're trying to put together, and as they get the pieces, they're like, oh, okay, like they think they're getting a picture of who you are. And unfortunately for me, a lot of people, like Miss Gypsy being one of them, like some of these people have been in my life for over 20 years. They've seen me, they've had the opportunity to see me change, and some of them are still along for the ride, but some of them still want to treat me like I'm the same motherfucker that they knew 20 years ago, and they just haven't even talked to me in 20 years. And I would never do that. Like, I just had a friend, Laura, pass away, and I had to reach out to somebody that I would consider in my history my arch nemesis. I had to call her, or I had to reach out to her cousin, Heidi, and I was just like, "Hey, Heidi, flies, gnats, gnats. I don't know. It's because I had some live plants in here. Anyways, I had to call Heidi. I had to hit up Heidi, try to get some information about her cousin and my friend Laura. And you know what? She was like, I was kind of dreading it, but like the whole fact that I dropped my fucking, I was ready for it. I've been me my whole life, so I was ready for the fucking big time shutdown. I was ready for her to be like, "Oh, it's you? You can fuck off. I'm telling you nothing." But it wasn't that at all. It was what the fuck? Holy shit. Fucking, that's so awesome to know that you were in my cousin's life like that. Like, that made me feel good because she thought of me and our old friends as, as friends that she grew up with since, I mean, dude, this is the first girl I ever punched, you know? I don't know if you've ever punched a girl, but you got to get it done early. Let me get some of that. I'll punch you. I'm just saying, like, you got to do that early. You got to do it before there's charges, and you know what I mean. Gotcha. Mm. Fireball! Yeah. Where was I? So, let me have one more of those. Okay. Even just in 2 years. Oh, Kate's here. Remember, I told you guys at this morning show also, if you want to look like a girl, if some of you chicks are out there looking pretty fucking homely because you've been cooped up, um, making babies or whatever. Oh my god! Again with the, if you're looking homely, Kate is who you want to make an appointment with so that she can bring out your femininity again. Gypsy Moon will tell you that. And this is spiritual. You actually just showed up at the end again, the last 8 minutes of the podcast, Kate. You showed up per your MO. Okay, sure, that's your fucking move. You showed up in the last 8 minutes of the show. I just spent the last 15 minutes talking about spirit animals. But it's okay, because this show, it doesn't matter when I did it. It doesn't matter where I do it. It doesn't matter on what day. It doesn't matter at what hour, really, because this podcast is forever in the universe, thanks to the money that we spend to keep this show going. And I ask for no money back. I have a Patreon. I haven't really set it up. No, I have it because everybody told me that I needed one. And then I fucking did it, and I don't even know what to do with it because I'm too busy working to make my money. I'm too busy earning my shit on my own. I did that one fucking Indiegogo because a beautician told me, Kate might remember this, as a matter of fact, this beautician told me, hey, I made this crazy scalp gel for whenever you're dyeing girls' hair, and it keeps you can do their hair like they're on their lunch break, and it's like this revolutionary gel you put in the hairline. Do you remember that, Kate? And so, fucking, this guy's like, dude, I raised like $100,000 to fucking do that shit. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, dude, you should do that. And you should do that for your whole Buck Stallion thing. And you should like raise money to make an album. People would support that, dude, because people love you. And I'm like, hell yeah. So I was like, and I started putting it together, and I'm like, yeah, well, I want this, and I need this, and I need a camera, and I need studio equipment. I need this and that, and this and this and this. And then I'm like, oh, I need $8,000, and I made $800, which is tight. I got to shout out to all those producers, that threw in on it. But he told me I didn't ask for enough, and I just thought that was fucking that was interesting because I only asked for $8,000. I wasn't trying to be greedy. But now, if I did it, I'm gonna ask for like $500,000. Like there is no middle of the road for me. I'm either gonna ask for not enough because I'd rather just do it by my own self. Yeah, and that was the thing. I had this stripper friend of mine, and she was like a homegirl, but she got like mad to the point where it made me mad because I even asked her to share it. I didn't ask her for any money. I said, "Hey, would you share my Indiegogo thing? I'm trying to do this Buck Stallion project thing." And she's like, "Nobody helped me. Nobody helped me." And I'm like, "Nobody told you to move from fucking Kansas and be a stripper in Los Angeles either." You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to leave and go. I'm not trying to relocate to a different state and change my name and shit. I'm just trying to make an album. I'm still making the album. I started that project literally 2013, so I'm gonna make it in under 10 years. I feel, damn, you don't know what kind of an accomplishment that is. Fireball! Fireball shots on a Sunday night. I highly recommend it. Take your innards to hell, and then raise your spirits and ask for forgiveness. I'm not going to drink so much that I have to ask for. Are you on a repeat? Is it looping? Is it looping for you too? So the new song hit today. I don't know if it's on YouTube yet. Let's take a look. Buck Stallion. Oh, we got to go over here. Buck Stallion, you're probably going to die tonight. Yeah, there it is. So my new song is out. It's commercial, whatever. But so my new song is out. We're probably gonna die tonight. Go buy it. And coming out this week, the Testarosa's album for once is finally gonna be. It's coming out like real distribution wise, like digital distribution. We've never done any distribution in the past. But I'm really excited about it. I hope that anybody that you know that has COVID gets well soon. I hope that you buy all my songs. And just so you know, we are still fundraising for the Children's Music Foundation. So if you want to click on that, or if you're watching this after the show's over, then you can just go look them up. It's the CMF.org, Children's Music Foundation.org, and you can tell them X down and sent you. But I don't really care if you don't have to tell them anything about me. I don't care. Just go give them money because I feel like that'll do more for a kid than cancer research or housing bullshit or anything like that. But go pick up my song. Thank you for checking in. I hope that you have a smile on your face eventually.